weeks before the child's death. This surveillance video from a gym was introduced in court as evidence. It's from 2021. It shows Christopher Gregor putting his son, Corey Michelot, through a grueling treadmill workout. The child can barely be seen above the machine. His dad allegedly put him on the torturous workout because that father said he was too seen trying to keep up with the pace of the treadmill before falling off several times, with his father forcing him to get back on the machine. Before dying, Corey suffered several bruises. His father is now charged with killing him and still blames the child's death on pneumonia. Corey's autopsy says he died from blunt force injuries with cardiac and liver contusions with acute inflammation and sepsis. Joining us to talk about it here on The Factor Uncensored, family therapist Dr. Christine Belliard.
Just by listening to that portion, what you just heard, what are your thoughts, bro?
Kane, you got me before because I wanted to get you. From watching the video, we could have stopped at the video. Okay. First of all, we don't supposed to judge a book by its cover. I didn't even like how the dad, his snapshot. I didn't even like that, okay? Because what he was doing to his son, that's his son, yes, chewing still. And we want to teach our sons to be physical and all of that, to have a little grit. But, Kane, 6 years old, he's not going out for the junior varsity football team. And
not at all.
The way
not at all.
He fell off. And then a kid, you know, when we're kids, we do try to please our parents. They spend a little time, even if it's harsh. And that was a little harsh treatment. And people in the comment section, let me know if you condone that right there. But when he grabbed him up and then put him on there, he fell off and put him on there till his legs he was able to run 4 more steps before flying off again. Ridiculous. I know he wasn't raised like that, even though he's a big guy and been working.
So you think that was a little bit too much from the dad?
Much. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know how when we hear stories, so when you hear stories, nowadays I don't take it face value,
right?
Because I feel like there's other things that are part of it that they're leaving out. Yes, he died 2 weeks later or whatever it was, right? Or 10 days later, 12 days, whatever it was. But he died shortly after that was recorded. And they said bruising and things of that nature. But they said sepsis. That's something dealing with a bacteria in your blood, man. What does that got to do with running or exercising or getting, punished from doing exercise? So it's kind of like I'm missing some stuff. I feel like I'm missing some stuff or whatever.
Okay.
Go ahead. I mean, face value, it looks bad.
It looks bad. And bruising, the bruising could have came from the multiple falls.
Could.
Yeah, could. But we don't know, just because that was the recording right there. How many times have that been going on?
Yeah,
okay, what does he do at the house with this kid as far as more conditioning? He thought his son was too
but you're assuming that this happens all the time.
Well,
you're saying it led up to it. This is only a recording of it in a gym or whatever, but you're saying it's happening more. You're assuming that this is happening more than what you just saw.
100%.
Why would you jump to that conclusion so rapidly like that without knowing,
Kane, because
it looked bad. Is it a feeling? Is it a feeling?
Yeah, well, let's just go on this. Let's just say a educated opinion, a factual opinion, because he's working them out. A factual opinion. I can't even give the credit to. I heard it somewhere, but in my factual opinion, seeing him do that at the gym, he get home. This won't happen every day, but say he do something. What kids do? He do something wrong. Now he got him squatting in the corner for, how they used to do military. We squat against the wall. We have to be there. I need you to be there for an hour. You know how grueling that'll be. If you do that for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I need you to do that for 45 minutes. He has that kid doing more things at the house just because it's exercise. That kid did not look like he was fat or whatever. That was something that the dad was projecting onto that kid. The kid thinking at first it's fun, but man, dad got
I wonder where they got the information that he thought that he was fat.
Well, that's
so you're saying
we're
that
gonna
that's
go
what the
back
dad
with
gonna
the
say?
reporter.
Yeah, so the reporter said it. So that's how I like to look into things, man, because who would say that? Did the child say it? The child couldn't say it because the child's passed. But maybe the mother. Let's keep it going.
Could be. Yeah, let's
Fathers Jay Bradley, Lewis Hunter, and Eva Go, who is also a parent and a fitness instructor. So, Christine, when you see this case and you see the results of the autopsy, does it look like the father caused his death?
Just looking at that video, my answer is yes. I think what we also need to keep in mind is that this father, if you notice, the son falls off. He's unbothered. He's unchanged. And so even if it's pneumonia or what have you, yes, if you have crises to your lungs or what have you, because he's 6 years old, his little body, this was just way too far and way too much.
All right. Lewis, let's hear from you on this.
All right. Well, I took a look at some of the case videos, and from what I understand, I mean, this event happened March the 20th. The kid died April the 2nd. We're talking 12 days. And in between those days, and he was working out. It's not like he took his son to the gym to run fat off of him. You know, he was working out. His mother dropped him off. He was in the gym already, and his son was working. Now, the video is rough, you know, but it's rough by today's standards. I don't think, you know, this father, if you know the story, this father didn't know he had a child until the kid was like 3 or 4 years old. He took full custody of this boy at I want to say about 4 years old. The mother lost custody, and
whoa, this is a lot of
breaking news.
Here.
Hey,
yeah, this is. Hey,
I just went in on Dad.
Hey, look,
I just went in
on Dad.
I did.
Now we
I
get
did.
some more information.
Let's. Hey, I need to hear it.
He just got custody at the age of 4.
He just found out about the kid.
Didn't even know he had a kid. So what would be a reason for numerous too, but a reason for the guy that just met his son to get full custody over the mother he been with for over 4 years?
Oh, it could be a lot of different things. We know. Yeah. Unfit.
He probably seen some stuff and like, hey, I want full custody of my son. You know what I mean? Now that I know that what he's going through, I know him now, and now I see what he's going through. Then
you might have to, saying I'm gonna toughen him up. So let's see. You gotta turn it back on.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying there's some more information. Yeah, you know. But here, let's see it.
Matter of fact, she wasn't even granted visitation for a while. He had the kid in Little League. The kid was not malnourished. The medical examiner said that when he passed, that his blood results came back, that his blood went septic. He had pneumonia. And there's also testimony that the physical bruising that he had. Let me also say this. Between that 12 days between this event and the date that he passed, he had even tried out for football, did well, you know, for a flag football team. He did.
Do you think those bruises could have been caused by the flag football?
Oh yeah, it could have been. Let's. Hey, come on, Kane.
I'm just saying.
We gotta keep going.
Hey, I know you want to hear it. I know you want to hear it.
Yes.
But you see how we get more details? Face value. It sounds like he got a bruise from 2 weeks ago. Yeah. But then we're saying, you know, bruising.
They could have came from anywhere. So
yeah, exactly.
Very well, was accepted to the team. The mother had taken him to 3 different hospitals to try to prove abuse. 2 of the doctors said that his blood was septic, and she kept removing him and taking him to another hospital. So finally, when she drops him back.
See?
Come on.
They were saying that he was in a bad way, but she kept shopping him around, trying to get abuse allegations.
Right. Let's. Oh man.
See.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Call.
It still could be.
You know, a day later, you know, he's lethargic, he's asleep, and he calls the mother up and says, "Hey, what's going on?" He's sleeping. She says he's always like that. But 2 doctors had told her the week prior that he's septic right now. He died. He had pneumonia. This father did not kill his son.
Can I just ask, so when you watch the video, that does not look like abuse to you?
That doesn't look like abuse to me. I mean, to run your son, to run a boy. I'm glad they didn't have videos of football practices in the 80s. I seriously. Now, whatever he did, it looked like he bit him on the head. That looked kind of weird. But as far as running your son, making him push himself, I don't see a problem with that. It's rough, and if you get emotionally attached to that, I could expect a lot of mothers to have a problem with that. A lot of fathers, particularly fathers who have some involvement with Little League, they're not going to have a problem with this.
Lewis, you my guy. You're my man till I can't.
So, well, what he just said, that could be true. How do you feel about that right there? I'm just saying, when we saw the video footage of him running the son and everything, how do you feel about that?
I feel like I wouldn't have had my son on no treadmill like that. Now, this may be a far reach, but what if the video was sped up?
What you mean sped up? If it was sped up, Kane, we
just slightly
we will see more movement with the dad or whatever, because he's stationary right there. He don't react. It would be a little bit.
Well, he didn't react anyway. Every time he fell off, he just let him get back on, try to get back on, or whatever. That's what he was doing or whatever. But what if it was sped up? It could be. You don't think? You think it's
no? I don't.
You think that was real time?
Yeah, I think it was real time, because the dad's movements would have been a little bit faster in picking him up, hurried and everything. It didn't. He was just trying to sit him on there, and once his feet caught, he was running again. So I think it was actual speed.
Okay, but no, I wouldn't.
I
wouldn't put my son through that, because
let's
for what?
It's 6.
Yeah, look at it. He like this.
Oh yeah.
Stand 10 toes down in the sand. However, bro, this is harsh. This is pushing it now. Not even just by today's standard. I grew up where we had to get the belt, we had to get the switch, all the above. Oh, this is what you don't want to eat? Cool. Go to bed hungry. That's fine. You'll wake up tomorrow. Now, this is past. When your son is falling, I have a son that's 8. I would never allow my son to fall that many times. First of all, I run. You got the treadmill as a grown man. I don't just jump on the treadmill when it's already going at 10, or 8 miles an hour, whatever case is. You slow it down, you get it back up. And I get that you're trying to condition them to be tough and to be hard, but this is not the type of situation that you create for your child. Yes. And sometimes, man, these guys are reliving their own hoop dreams. I couldn't make it to the league, so you're going to be faster than me and all that stuff. Dad looked like he...
See, and you know what? I actually agree with what he's saying about, these parents, a lot of these parents are living vicarious through their children.
Right.
So he's trying to get him, to get that ticket to, the NFL or the NBA or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and they pushing their kids, because a lot of those NBA players and football players, man, they have been pushed to the limit when they were younger.
Yeah.
I know you heard of Dirk Nowitzki. His dad had him out there shooting. And yeah, he's a all-star. Yes, he's a Hall of Famer, but he had to go through all of that, and it was probably abuse to him. But hey, go ahead.
Well, I was going to talk about LeVar Ball and how he trained his sons. They're all pretty much successful. But people were giving him slack. They was giving him slack on
Venus and Serena. Same thing.
Yes.
Same thing.
It's a level of greatness there that they see.
Tiger Woods.
Yes. So it could be, some people could consider that a form of abuse, but I don't know about them being treated like this at this young of an age. He did have them maybe hitting the tennis ball. LeVar Ball, they was dribbling basketball since they could walk and things of that nature. But the conditioning aspect of going that hard at that young of an age. So,
hey, look, oh, Joe Jackson.
Come on now, lead Joe. Hey, he did.
Yeah, Michael, boy, get in there, boy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So they'll push these kids to their limits, but it can be considered abuse. Congregation, what y'all think about abuse? Do you think that this was abuse? Do y'all think it was abuse? Do you think that parents sometimes, especially if they find their child is somewhat gifted in a sport or a talent, that they try to push them? And maybe the child will say, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad, for pushing me when I was younger. They always say all of that or whatever. But do you think it would be abuse, or have we got soft-hearted now?
Well, can you bring up something that's interesting right now? Let me see. The Knicks point guard. Golly, I can't think of his name. People in the comments, let me know. The New York Knicks point guard. I remember seeing just a little video clip of his dad was his coach, and was pushing him. I think his dad might be on the coaching staff of New York Knicks now, but he thanked his dad. At first, hey, it was tough because he was a smaller guy, but man, he is bad. And look what became of all of that, So some people do have to be pushed, especially, yes, it's worth it. I would think that they would all
it's worth it for the money.
It's worth it because
abuse,
it changed.
Psychological abuse.
It changed their life
financially,
and they can have that, which you always talked about. If they do things right, that generational wealth, and they talk about it, creating that generational wealth when they sign these big contracts.
Yeah, I get that, but he was pushing being physically fit and kind of building up that talent. But it doesn't. All that talent goes out the window if you can't manage the money that you're bringing in.
100%.
So what's the point of it if you can't even manage it? You can't even juggle that. Yeah, I do all these practices. Yeah, I do all of this stuff. But then you get the money. You see what happens.
Well, yeah, I would say more of the athletes that's coming up now are more inclined to get that financial help. Not to just go blow all of that money like we see the NBA players and the NFL players of old used to do. They're broke within, usually, I think, before 5 years after they retire, they're broke. So these younger kids, they're already having platforms, or their media, they are the platform that's coming up now. A shout out to
maybe it's a little bit better.
Now, it is. Yeah.
But you see it time and time again. People that be in those positions for X amount of years, even for 3 to 5 years or whatever, and then they let it go. But you have made more money than anybody's lifetimes, around you. But you still don't know how to manage that. That's so crazy. Well, let's keep it going.
Oh yeah, let's get back.
I said, man.
He can lose a couple pounds. He need to get on the treadmill and do what he was trying to get his son to do. It's a little bit much, man. I'm not saying that he killed his son, but as a father, I watched this and I was very uncomfortable. And I do believe in discipline. I do believe in taking my son to the gym with me. And he doesn't do any weights. We'll do little push-ups here and there and this type of stuff just to get him a baseline of what to do as far as fitness. But this was way too much.
All right, Eva, let's hear from you.
All right. Well, I agree with both of y'all.
Pick a side, Eva.
Okay. Well,
damn.
I don't defend this.
She's in the middle. She's in the middle.
We're in day 2 of the trial, so there's so much to be said. And I've looked at a lot of the footage and heard the prosecution and defense as well. And so much of what they each say has merit, and truth be told, in the end. But yes, I think that video is excessive. I would never do that to a 6-year-old child. And I am in club fitness. We don't even allow kids under the age of 12 up on the fitness floor on cardio equipment by themselves. And I know this is under the supervision of his father, but I think that was very excessive. And after so many repetitions of him falling to keep putting him up there, I think that was way too much. Yes, we have played club sports. And if you've seen any coach on the floor or the field or the ballpark, you've seen them take some layers off kids. Do I excuse that? Not at all.
Yeah, you got to lose 2 pounds before the game.
Yep.
And Lewis, I know when you were speaking about growing up and other kids in your era, you're talking about boys in general. We're talking about a 6-year-old. What are your thoughts on a 6-year-old?
This was rough. There's no denying that. This was rough, and it was on tape. It was recorded. So there's no denying that. He did some weird biting in the head thing. I'm sure that what I'm saying is that he didn't kill his son. I'm sure that his motivations were good. He messed up. He messed up as a father. He pushed a kid that was his own child who was too young, and he pushed him in the wrong way. But the fact remains, he did not murder this child, which is what he's being charged for. The kid died a week and a half after, nearly 2 weeks after this event.
I think
Go ahead.
I think they also concluded that a lot of the injuries were due to chronic abuse. So as they were saying, the debate is, did this happen in that 8 hours or so that he was in the care of his father? That's questionable. If it's chronic, obviously it's been ongoing. So I think there's a lot more investigation to go to see who or if both sides have some participation in this. So I think it's early to say.
But I do think it.
Man. So chronic, meaning
Yes,
injury
and
beforehand.
that was the pneumonia, the septic blood, all of that, which led to the bruises. It could have been from flag football. It could have been.
And yeah, he could have, if he's septic, he could bruise easily, right?
Yeah.
With the blood. Yeah. So
So bruh, I think, and it's supposed to be going on now, the actual trial or whatever. And I'm curious, what do you think about this, congregation? What y'all think? Do y'all think that this is his fault, the father's fault that the child passed away? Because he's been charged with that. Do you think that was his fault, or was it the neglect from the mother? Keep shopping the child around when they need to be with this, but the provider said he has this. This is what we need to do. No, move him over here and go do another doc and see. She's looking for abuse, so she can try to get custody or something like that. She's looking at a different angle.
Well, Kane, I'm on the verge, and I know I did judge right time I saw that video. It was bad.
Yeah.
But like that gentleman said, his father could have just messed up with the way he was training him and treating him. That was a downfall right there. But as far as neglect, it could be neglect from both parents. And I'm gonna say this because if the mother kept shopping him around doctors, and you got 2 doctors saying, hey, your son has a blood problem, she should be sharing that with her estranged baby father. And they need to be on the same page, because it is about the kid and his health. And then maybe he wouldn't do the things and try to make him tough or lose weight if he know his son has these types of conditions going on in his body.
And I can guarantee the reason he found out that that was his son is because she got in trouble or something. And they was like, well, who's the father? Well, it's such and such. And then who? What? I got a son? What's going on? Probably. And that's how he got full custody. You know what I mean?
Could be.
Yeah,
Definitely.
She had to be doing something. It could have been drugs. It could have been anything. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting how this plays out. Congregation, y'all gotta let us know what y'all think before the final verdict comes in. Y'all let us know before you even go track it down or whatever, and see what's going on with that actual case. But yeah, let us know. You got anything else for this one?
Well, congregation, don't do that to your kids, okay? I know y'all, we want them to be warriors, okay?
Yeah.
Warriors. But let them get a little bit older. Push-ups, sit-ups, let's get it. Do it like that, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. And you'll find out what your child's passion is if you just expose them to it, and you can kind of see where it's at, and then but you ain't got to push. Because if you push them, you can push them off a ledge or push them to unalive or something like that. You definitely don't want that to happen.
No. And last thing, congregation, I will share with this. When Cain was young in Arkansas, he used to pull tractors. Plow the fields. He was a mule. Hey.
We'll do a little something, man. Hey, look, subscribe.
Yes.
Thumbs up.
Come on.
I mean, hit the notification bell if you're saying, man, I don't never know when y'all drop. Well, hit the notification bell. Hit it. Yeah. Hit the notification, hit the likes, subscribe. It's free. It's free 99. All you gotta do is hit the button. That's all you gotta do.
Okay.
That's all you gotta do. Man, just do that. And leave some in the comments, because we do respond to those comments. Yeah. Leave some in the comments, man. We'll chat you back and even ask you questions, and we can keep this dialogue going after the show here. So, anything else, bro?
No,
you good?
Got it. You got it. You got it.
Hey, bro, that's the uncomfortable truth. Hey. baby.
Let's go.
For sure. If you don't want to see us, but you want to just listen to us, we on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, all of them.